Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Isaac, the Millennial Hope Dealer, your lead instructor of Cash Buyers Academy. And listen, guys, we are here, with our Cash Buyer Academy student, Queen Jazz, right here. Appreciate you. And listen, family, we want you guys to get behind the scenes and come behind the scenes with us as we dissect. We pick the brain of Queen Jasmine here and kind of talk to you all about her first wholesale deal that she'll be closing as one of our students here at Cash Buyers Academy. So before we get started, let's just, tell us a little bit more about you first.
Absolutely. I'm Jasmine Grier from Commerce, Georgia. Born and raised. I don't know. You guys probably don't know where that is. It's out by Athens. I played, collegiate basketball, Division I basketball. After graduation, I became an athletic director, ventured into becoming a social worker. And I want to say it's like right around 2018 going into 19 is when I discovered the JMA Academy
Right.
and you all. And I was like, man, that looks so interesting. I can sell real estate and still work a full-time job.
Right.
This is awesome. So, I put myself through real estate school while also going through the JMA Academy. And I actually learned a little bit more from the JMA Academy than I did actually in real estate school. So,
Wow.
yeah, most definitely. It's very, very, very fruitful. But yes, that's a little bit about me.
Beautiful.
Yes,
Love it.
Yes,
So, okay. So let's dive right into it. So I know you have your first deal that's closing this Friday here.
Yes.
So let's talk about how long have you been in real estate?
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to say a little bit, almost going into a year. I
Okay.
started the JMA Academy right around like October.
Okay.
And pushed through for 3 months, really sat down, learned the RBCs, just the introduction to real estate, the business portion as far as learning how to build a business, surrounding yourself with the right team, which is what you teach. You got to have your exterior team built. So, I did that for about 3 months, and then starting into January, that's when I started getting into it. Filed for LLC,
Beautiful.
did the little things, and yeah, so now we're here.
Beautiful. So talk to us about some of the possible fears that you may have had, like starting out. Like, what were some things that you were not excited about that you knew you needed to do to be successful?
Most definitely. One was actually speaking to a homeowner.
Okay.
I don't own a home, but I do live in an apartment. So it's like, how can I talk to somebody about their house? You know what I
Right.
mean? And then also just like with the background aspect of it as well. It's like, well, as someone who stays in a $300,000 home or $200,000 home, are they going to trust me to actually deliver on the deal? So that was a really big fear of mine, most definitely.
Right.
Most
Okay.
definitely. So that's why I took the education aspect. So, yeah, for sure.
And that makes sense because as a new entrepreneur in this industry, that can be something that's very fearful. I tell my story all the time. Like my first round of direct mail that I sent out, I actually was so scared to answer the phones that I didn't answer them at all, right? So if you at least answered the phone on your first round, you got me beat already.
Right.
So that's really, really good there. So the fact that, like you said, you had them fears,
Yeah, for sure.
but more importantly, you overcame them. So when you finally had your first call with the seller, whether it went good or bad, how did that make you feel that you overcame some of the barriers that you thought, that were kind of blocking you?
Most definitely. One, my confidence boosted, that's for sure, because it wasn't as difficult as I was making it out to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That fear was that roadblock that I had to get around. And the majority of the time, I just built the rapport with the seller. If they mention they like the Georgia Bulldogs, well, I most definitely don't. I love Clemson Tigers.
Uh-huh.
But, I would build that rapport, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, with them based around the Georgia Bulldogs. So
Right.
it's just all about, matching the seller's tone as well. I've learned that from you. Which we learned that last night on one of your calls. So just being able just to match the seller and also just build that rapport off the rip, it gets them more comfortable.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful there. So, I mean, it sounds like, less than, a year. In about a year, you sound like you already somewhat becoming an expert at the game, and we always teach that in the real estate wholesaling industry, it's really about marketing and sales. So a lot of that stuff that you're talking, that's that sales psychology, that's that closer mentality to really understand how to really look at a person and be able to break them down from a psychological standpoint. So that's beautiful. So let's get closer to the nitty gritty, right? So.
Right.
This deal that we're going to be talking about today, when did you meet the seller? Like what marketing piece did you use?
Okay.
And talk to us about what that engagement was and how was that first conversation?
Absolutely. So I love to cold call now. The
Okay.
fact that I was afraid of it, now I love to do it. That's typically how I really, land properties or leads. I just cold call.
Okay.
I just get them right on the phone.
So explain to the viewers real quick.
Yeah,
Maybe
absolutely.
somebody's watching that doesn't know what cold calling is. What does cold calling mean in the real estate industry?
Absolutely. Cold calling to me is when, you pull a list, you skip trace a list, you gather their phone numbers, and then you just pick up the phone. You can use a dialer, the Mojo system. You can pick up the phone and you actually call the homeowner. And
Yeah.
then you just, you engage with them. The 8-step caller qualification questions. You just qualify them to see if their wants and needs align with your mission and what
Yeah.
what your business can bring them and help service them. So
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so back to the lead. When did this lead? How long were you working on this lead? What was your first conversation with this particular homeowner?
Yes, my first conversation with this homeowner was on Sunday or Monday. I can't
Wow.
quite remember. So yes, and the fact that we're actually getting ready to close it this week just lets me know that my buyers are. You got to build the buyers list first.
Right.
So the first conversation was just I called her. Hey, I'm interested in this property which is located in East Point. Could you kind of tell me a little bit more about it? Well, my dad's living in there, et cetera, et cetera. I live in a different city, so my dad's kind of just like the gatekeeper of the home, making sure that the home stays up in good condition. I just want to get rid of it, just everything that's going on. I said, wow, okay, perfect. So I did a little digging, got the phone with her, built the rapport. I said, okay, it's data time. So I noticed that it was listed with the realtor. Went off market, it was listed way overpriced, it didn't sell. So I was like, okay, the property is listed at $145. That's her asking price, but I know I need a good deal. How can I truly negotiate and let her know with everything that she has going on, with the amount of time we can close in, this is really going to bring her the value, right?
Yeah.
Set up the win-win. And then also I was thinking I got to set up the win-win as well for my buyer too, because he's looking at it for the discounted price as well.
Absolutely.
And it just turns out the seller was just very easygoing.
Good.
She really liked me, just as far as, the rapport building and just building the relationship. And she was like, you know what, Jasmine, I completely trust you. And I was like, look, we can get this done. We can close. We can have, the money in your pocket within, the next couple of days, and on you go.
Wow,
So,
wow,
yeah.
that's amazing. That's
Absolutely.
amazing there to be able to find a seller on Sunday and closing on a Friday
Yeah.
there. So, you spoke about her motivation a little bit. It just seems like there might not have been nothing super distressed,
Right.
but the biggest distress was she was okay with letting go of this investment that she had.
Correct.
So is the father staying in the property? What's that situation?
He is, but whenever she sells the property, she's going to be relocating him to a different place.
Okay, so
Yes.
so she's
Yes.
pretty much it'll be delivered vacant to your end buyer.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
perfect.
Correct.
So talk to us a little bit about how'd you make the offer? Like pretty much what'd you offer and why'd you offer that? What was like the exit strat? Like talk to us about the deal
Yeah.
that you created, because you created this deal.
Correct.
Out of thin
Correct.
air.
Correct.
So talk to us about what you created.
Well, to be honest with you, it was really the comparable sales
Okay.
in the neighborhood. I pulled the comps and I was like, look, according to what these comps say, there's no way right now that this is going to sell. There's 3 reasons, which I learned from one of my mentors and also a gentleman that I work for out here in Dunwoody. He was like, there's 3 reasons why something doesn't sell. It's either the market, it's either the price, or there's a realtor issue. And obviously we discovered the realtor issue, okay, et cetera. So it can't be, the market, yes, but it's the price.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because right now with the market, as you said earlier, the market's rolling. Real estate's still going. So I was just like, look, there's no way it could sell at this price. And I just went off that and showed her the evidence and the data. It's like, ma'am, look, you have a better opportunity of getting this sold at that 120.
Yeah. Perfect. Gotcha. Okay, so you was able to get her down to 120 for the property.
120,500, yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. And how'd you sign that contract? Was that in person? Did you do that?
No, via DocuSign.
Okay.
All online. All
Have you ever
electronic.
met this person?
Have not.
Okay. Did you ever see the house?
I have not. No.
Have not seen the house.
No, sir.
Have not met the seller. Was able to do your due diligence by
Yes.
having a good conversation with her. Put the property in the contract for $120,500, and then talk to us about what you did after that.
After that, I immediately hit my buyers like, I have the perfect property for you. It's at a discounted rate. It will be a great rental property. So I will say this, Mr. Isaac, you taught us in the CBA family, right? In the CBA program to build your buyers list. And that is the most important thing. You got to know what your buyers want. And so since I knew what one of my buyers wanted, He wanted an almost turnkey property, a rental property at that, vacant, perfect match.
That was
Yes,
it
sir.
for him. Beautiful,
So-
beautiful. Okay. And what did he buy? What are you selling the deal to him for?
It is at 125, 500. So I will
Perfect.
get my 5,000 spread. It's not much because I believe in, obviously the win-wins, but as I get more under my belt, I want to start getting those bigger deals. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right, perfect. So you got a nice deal done, make a nice $5,000 check, closing
Yeah.
in less than
Literally,
a week.
A week.
Less than a week right there. That's beautiful. So what do you think, being in the business for over a year now, what do you think was that changing factor now that you was able to almost start to predict when you was going to do your next deal?
Right. Well, I want to say the mindset piece first. You got to be able to believe in yourself that you can do it. The next thing is surrounding yourself in the perfect environment. You got to surround yourself around, excellent, winners like you in the game. You know what I mean? And also surround yourself around other students and people who want to learn.
Yeah.
So I knew that I had to become immersed in a real estate environment.
Beautiful.
And, the CBA family was just the icing on the cake for that. I went through the JMA program. That was the foundation for that. But this right here, the CBA is the icing on the cake. So
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So any words for the viewers that's watching this here that's on edge? Maybe they've been in real estate and quit. Maybe they don't know nothing about real estate and just watching this and trying to understand what's wholesale, what's comps, what's any of that, what's CBA. Anyone that is watching this, what would you tell them about your experience working with our CBA community? And that's our Cash Buyers Academy, which is our real estate wholesaling mentorship, where we teach students like Queen Jasmine how to go out here and make money in real estate with no money down, no credit, little to no experience, and create money out of thin air like she just showed you. What would you talk to these people about your experience so far being in this group?
Man, first and foremost, all praises to God, because I'm telling you, the environment is just so electric. You know what I mean? Being around other students who are just as hungry as you, it ignites a fire underneath you. Then also the leadership training that's behind it. The calls that you get daily with him, it's just phenomenal. And really, if you want to be able to just start in real estate, this will be the great place, to do it, because you're getting the background and the foundational work as well, along with the appropriate steps and the tools
Yeah.
to be able to utilize and take your business to the next level. And I'll be honest with you, Mr. Isaac, without this CBA program, man, I don't think I would have probably had my first deal, just
Wow.
because of the lessons and your teaching behind it. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
And that's beautiful,
Yes,
and that's why we put this together, to be able to see more. I spoke about this in 2020. I've been screaming this all year. My vision and my goal is to see more black and brown millennials get into real estate investing, and not just get in it, but dominate in it, right? And I had to figure out a way on how can I almost assure that I can help set willing students that are willing to put the work in. How can I assure a smooth journey to the lake, right? So that they can be successful. And you're a great testimonial of that, applying the information, taking massive actions, and being able to get a deal done. And how long have you been in a group?
Like what? When we start? In
August 1st?
August? Yeah. And
So,
it's, August?
Less than a month.
Yeah.
Less than a month in the CBA group, she's been able to do her first wholesale deal, make $5,000. How much money did you put into that deal?
The earnest money, 250 bucks?
$250, but you'll get that back though.
Yes.
You'll get your 5,000 and then 250. Right. So you didn't really put no money up.
Didn't put no money up.
You had $250 because you work and you got a couple bucks.
Yeah.
And that helped you get through the door.
Correct.
Without no red tape. I got a deposit, I put that down, but in reality, that comes right back to you.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Did you put any of your credit up?
No, sir.
No credit whatsoever. And if you had to level your experience out from 1 to 10, 10 being an expert, 1 being, I don't know, it about real estate, what would you put yourself?
I say I'm about a 7, because there's always room for growth.
Gotcha.
There's always different strategies and different ways to learn, seller creative seller financing, things like that. So
Right.
I want to be able to get that knowledge too. Yeah.
Perfect. Gotcha. So listen, y'all heard that. No credit, no money, and little to no experience in it. And she was in the game for almost about a year. And in 30 days, taking this more hand-holding mentorship program, she's been able to close her first deal within 30 days. And she's actually one of our 2 students within 30 days that has been able to close a wholesale deal, leveraging the strategies and the tricks and the tips that we teach here in the Cash Buyers Academy. So Queen Jasmine, before we wrap out of here, if you got any encouraging words for our millennials out there, for people watching this video, bless them with some positive game, Queen.
Absolutely. Just stay focused. If you have a dream and a desire, go after it. Know that it's not impossible. It's that you're possible. So, like I said, continue to surround yourself around greatness. Continue to make sure that your environment will be able to elevate you to the next level, because that's what Mr. Grace has done for myself and, my little team. So, I just appreciate you, King, and God's good, man. So, yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yes,
Nice.
sir.
So you guys heard it. Listen, Isaac Grace, lead instructor of Cash Buyers Academy. Come join the movement. Cash Buyers Academy is the fastest growing real estate wholesale and mentorship program, backed behind $3 million per day in funding for transactional deals. We are one of a kind. What we're doing here in the industry is taking the everyday millennial, everyday wannabe entrepreneur, getting them in the game, having them shadow and work close with experts in the game, and helping them go and create their dreams and their visions, starting with making money in real estate with no money and no credit, to future on build their legacies behind real estate investing. So this is a testimonial here from one of our students here who's doing her first deal. You guys will probably see her a lot more very, very soon. So before we get up out of here, tell them what's next for you. What does the rest of this year look like for you and your wholesale business?
Absolutely. I want to be able to scale it. That's the number one goal. So if I can at least close out 5 more strong, 6 more healthy deals, then I think that's going to be able to help me scale it, most definitely.
All right, guys, y'all heard it. She's ready to scale. So thank you for checking out this video, and we'll see you guys in class.